All right, we getting there. I'm gonna take you in for a closer look. This is pretty bad bent there, and through here. This side wasn't so bad, but you know, of course, it's got bent up just a little bit, trying to get it separated, which is normal. That's going to happen. We'll just have to straighten that back out. So once we can get this core support all the way out, then we can straighten this here up, and then we can start rebuilding back. Now, of course, we'll have to check out. I checked the suspension from underneath the car before I ever tore all this off. But once I tear all this off, I'm going to check the suspension all over again. I've kind of wrote a little bit of notes on both of these windows here about each one of them to kind of remind me what I'm doing and what needs to be done. So these are the problems I'm having with this one. And these are the problems I'm having with this one. Much longer list here. But most of these parts, almost all of these parts, are going to come off of this Xterra beside it. So, no really money out of pocket there, other than I am going to buy a new windshield instead of pulling this other one out, because that's something I don't want to mess with. On this one, all this stuff would cost money. The title, the head gasket, the tires, the battery, the AC, and the brake lights. And that's just without even driving it any, because it's got a blown head gasket. So no telling, you know, if there's any other problems or not. All right, bringing you in for a closer look. It's where we cut all these spot welds off or drilled them out. And you can see how bent this inner fender liner is. So we got a lot of straightening out to do there. Got to get it to look like this. Of course, this one still needs to be straightened out just a little bit, only from where we bent it. Trying to separate the two pieces, the radiator or core support and the inner fender liner. So anyway, that's how you remove the radiator support or core support. And now we're going to get to work on straightening this inner fender liner out. And once we straighten this inner fender liner, then we can put the core support off of this Xterra onto that Xterra, which obviously means now I've got to now I've got to tear down this Xterra. So that's what I'm on to next. Alright guys, I've moved the Xterra over, put it in front of my F250. I'm going to use that winch and I'm going to hook it up here, and I'm going to just slowly pull that out and get it as straight as I can that way, and then we'll go to hammer and dolly. Alright, this is the method you use if you don't have a truck with a winch. Hook it to another truck, hook it to a tree, hook it to anything. Hook it to there, and then get in it and back up. Alright, it's getting dark. This is where we got it to today. Pulling it out with the winch. As you can tell, it's still crumpled, still creased just a little bit. But that's what we got. And let me show you what it's supposed to look like. This is what we're going for. Now, obviously, we're not going to get this 100% perfect, but we're going to get as close to it as we can. So, that's what it's supposed to look like. That's what it looks like now. All right, I just wanted to show y'all how to find the spot welds. See that little circle right there? Circle, circle. Everywhere you see one of those is a spot weld. So all those circles, spot welds, have got to be drilled out in order to take this core support off. All right, here's all the spot welds drilled out. I say all the spot welds. I'm not sure if that's all of them that I've got to get or not, but it should be. Actually, there's one there and one there that I'll have to take out. I'll have to drill those out. But aside from those two, that's all the spot welds drilled out. So now what I can do is start separating the two pieces. So you see right there. So I can start separating that and pulling it away. Okay, one thing to point out on drilling out these spot welds is only drill out what's holding you, the piece that you want to take off, what's holding that on. So for instance, right here, I had to drill these out because underneath it was held to this. I don't want to drill all the spot welds out across this core support up top because I'm taking the whole entire thing out. So down here, same thing. I don't want to drill these out because these don't connect to the backing plate. They just hold this to this. So I want these to stay together, so I'm not going to drill those out. I'm only drilling out what's holding this core support or radiator support to the car itself. Anything else that's holding it together, the bottom support and the top support, I'm going to leave that. So make sure that you double check the flange back behind. See this flange that's connecting the inner fender well to the radiator support. That's all we want to drill out. So anything that's holding your piece against whatever you're trying to take it off of is the only spot welds you want to drill out. That gives us a better look too at what this inner fender liner should look like on that one, which actually we're even closer than I thought to having that right. So that crease is almost completely come out. I had to do that another time or two and we'll get it. All right, 33 million hours later, we got the crease out. So now we got all the creases out. We got the flange bent back semi-straight. We ain't trying to get it straight until everything else is right. So now we're gonna start forming this back the way it's supposed to. You can see this has been a little bit. Of course, you know, we've been doing all kinds of hammer work to get creases and stuff straightened out. So you got a crease straightened out here, got a crease straightened out here, this big one. We straightened out a lot of folded metal. So now we need to start straightening. As you can see here, I mean, we're very close to having that thing. There's the side, and there's that side. So we are very, very close. Probably not going to get it perfect. In fact, I'm going to say we're not going to get it perfect, but we're about as close as we're going to get. All right, guys, there it is. Still not 100% straight probably, but it's damn close. We're going to roll with it. As you can tell, storm coming out of nowhere, flooded for about 5 minutes while I was trying to do that. I just had to stand out in it. So now me, my tools, and everything's soaking wet. But anyway, got it straightened up. So now, once this rain stops, we can, get this. We can get the radiator support ready, straightened out a little bit. It needs a little bit of straightening from where we took it off the other one, and get everything ground down, straightened up, and start getting it welded in.